Your Father himself justifies you. And it's his... Forgive me, my dear Elise, for speaking thus of your Father. However, if I can find my parents, they will soon be favorable to us, and I'm expecting news from them. With great intention, but I'm not come, and I will go search for them.
No, brother, do not leave me. Try rather to interpret yourself in Father's favor.
You know my skillful maneuvers I have to use in order to introduce myself into his service. I give these of my own feelings to please him.
Why do you not try also to gain your brother's goodwill, in case the servant betray our secret?
I'm afraid I cannot rumor it then though.
I greatly fear I shall never have the courage to speak to him of my
I'm very glad to find you alone, sister. I long to speak to you to tell you a secret.
I'm very quite ready to hear you, brother. What do you have to tell me?
Many things, sister, summed up in one word, L-O-V-E, love.
You love?
Yes, I love. But I would be wrong to engage ourselves without the consent of our father.
Have you engaged yourself, brother?
Let me think. No, but I'm determined to do so.
Tell me, who it is you love?
Her name is Marian, and she lives with a good, kind mother who is always ill. Whatever she undertakes is done in the most charming way. My sister, I wish you have seen her. I wanted to speak to you that I might help you to convince her father. If you oppose, I am determined to go and live elsewhere with Marian.
I understand, brother. Let us both leave him and free ourselves from the tyranny in which his hateful avarice has for so long held us.
Hardly know whether I did right to earn in my garden the 10,000 pounds which were paid to me yesterday. 10,000 pounds is a gold in the sum sufficiently. God heavens! I betrayed myself. My heart was carried me away. I believe I spoke aloud while reasoning to myself. What do you want?
Nothing, father.
We have just come, Father.
Have you been here long?
Father,
Did you hear?
What, Father?
There!
What?
What I was now saying.
No.
You did? I know you did.
I beg your pardon, Father.
I see. Well, that you overheard a few words. The fact is, I was only talking to myself about the trouble one has nowadays to raise any money. And I was saying that he is a fortunate man who has 10,000 francs in his house.
We're afraid of coming near you for fear of intruding.
I am very glad to tell this, so that you may not misinterpret things. And imagine that I said that it was who have 10,000 francs.
We do not wish to interfere with your affairs.
Would that I had then? These 10,000 francs?
I should not think of that.
What a capital affair it would be for me.
There are things,
I greatly need them.
I fancy that.
It will suit me exceedingly well,
You are.
and I should not have to complain, as I do now that the times are bad.
Dear me, Father, you have no reason to complain. And everyone knows that you are well enough off.
How? I'm well enough off. Those who say it are liars. Nothing can be more false, and they are scoundrels who spread such reports.
Don't be angry.
It is strange that my own children betray me and become my enemies.
Is it being your enemy to say that you have your bread?
Yes, it is such talk, and the extravagant expenses will be cost that someday thieves will come and cut my throat, in the belief that I am made of gold.
What extravagant expense do I indulge in?
What? Is there anything more scandalous than this sumptuous attire with which you jaunt it about the town? It was remonstrating with your sister yesterday, but you are still worse. I cry vengeance to heaven, and where we calculate you are worrying, from head to foot, we should find enough for a good annuity. I have told 100 times, my son, there are manners that please me exceedingly. You affect the marks terribly, and for you to be always dressed as you are, you certainly rob me.
Rob you? And how?
How should I know? Where else could you find enough for a cloak you do?
I, Father, I play. As I am very lucky, I spend in clothes all the money I win.
It is very wrong. If you are lucky at play, you should profit by it, and place the money and you win decently with the rest, so you that made. Find it again someday. I should like to know, for instance, without mentioning the rest, what need there is for all those ribbons with which you have decked in this pool. I will lay a wager that, in these ribbons alone, there are certainly 20 pistols spent, and 20 pistols bring at least 18 lives, 6 souls, 8 dinars per annum, at the only 8% interest.
You are quite right.
Enough on this subject. Let us talk something else.
We are hesitating as we shall speak first, for we both have something to tell you.
And I also have something to tell you both.
We wanted to speak to you about marriage, Father.
The third thing I wish to speak to you about.
My father,
What is the meaning of this exclamation? Is this the word daughter, or the things itself that frightens you?
Marriage may frighten us both, according to the way you take it. And our feelings may perhaps not coincide with your choice.
A little patience. If you please, you need not to be alarmed. I know what is good for you both. and I will have no reason to complain of anything I intend to do. Beginning at the beginning. Do you know, tell me, a young person called Marian, who lives not far from here?
Yes, Father.
And you?
I have heard her spoken of.
Well, my son, how do you like the girl?
She's very charming,
Her face,
modest, and intelligent.
hair and manner?
Perfect and not.
Do you not think that such a girl will deserve to be thought of?
Yes, Father.
She would form a very desirable match.
Very desirable.
That there is every likelihood of her making a thrifty and careful wife,
Certainly.
and that a husband might I live very happily with her.
I have not the least doubt about it.
There is one little difficulty. I am afraid that she was not fortune she may reasonably expect.
Oh, my Father, riches of little importance when one is sure of marrying a virtuous woman?
I beg your pardon. There is this to be said, that if we do not find as much money as we could wish, we may wake it up something else.
That follows as a matter, of course.
Well, I must say that I am very much pleased to find that you entirely agreed with me. For her modest manner and her gentleness have won my heart, and I have made up my mind to marry her, provided I find she was some dowry. But now,
You are resolved, you say?
to marry Marian?
Who? You? You?
Yes, I. What does all this mean?
I feel a sudden dizziness, and I must withdraw for a little while.
It will be nothing. Go quickly into the kitchen and drink a large glass of cold water. Soon be right again.
I have found that my father is my rival.
Your father is
Let me tell you, I need to borrow money for money to live.
don't have money.
Rian, alika po.
You have to think. Sige, lad. All is as it should be. Well, what is it for sin?
Leslie, how well look. You are very picture of health.
Who? I?
Never have I seen looking more rosy, more hearty.
Are you in earnest?
There's core. Well, and what then? You don't need to make a trouble of that. You do you? It's very flower of manhood. The dress holds of the time of life.
True, but 20 years less would be do no harm, I think.
Nonsense. You've no need of that, and you are the built of last out 100.
Do you really think so?
Decidedly, you have all the appearance of it. Hold yourself up a little. Ah, what a sign of long life is that line there straight between your two eyes.
You know all about that, do you?
Don't? I should think I do. Show me your hand.
Where?
Don't you see how far this line goes?
Well, and what does it mean?
What does it mean? There, I said 100 years. But no, it is 120 I ought to have said.
possible?
I tell you, they will have to kill you. And you will bury your children and your children's children.
So much the better. And the news of our affair?
Is there any need to ask? Did everyone see me begging anything and not succeed in it? I have, especially for matchmaking, the most wonderful talent. There are no two persons in the world I could not couple together, and I believe that if I took it into my head, I could make the Grand Duke marry the Republic of Benin.
What did she answer?
She received your proposal with great joy, and when I told her that you wished very much that her daughter should come tonight to assist the marriage contract should be signed for your own daughter, she assented at once and entrusted her to me for the purpose.
You see, proceed. I am obliged to give some supper to Mr. Anson, and I should like her to have a share in my feast.
But I say that you are quite right. She is to come after dinner to pay a visit to your daughter. Then she means to go from here to the fair and return to your house just in time for supper.
That will do very well. Then, shall go together in my carriage.
That will suit perfectly.
But I say, proceed. Have you spoken to the mother about the dowry? She can give her daughter. They will make her understand that under such circumstances, she ought to do her utmost and make a great sacrifice. For after all, one does not marry a girl without her bringing something with her.
How something? She is a girl who will bring you clear 12,000 francs a year.
12,000 francs a year?
Yes. To begin with, she has been nursed and brought up with the strictest nation of frugality. She is a girl accustomed to live upon salad, milk, cheese, and apples, and who consequently will require neither a well-served-up table, nor any rich broth, nor your everlasting field bird. None, in short, of all these delicacies that another woman would want.
Yes, that's not bad. After all, the calculation is nothing real.
Excuse me, is it nothing real to bring you in marriage a great sovereignty in inherit a great love for simplicity in dress and the acquired property of a great hatred for gambling?
It is as sparse for them to make up a dowry with all expenses. She will not run in. I could not give a receipt for what I do not receive, and I must decidedly get something.
Bless me! You will get enough, and they have spoken to me of a certain country where they have some property of which you will be master.
We shall have to see that. But proceed. This is more thing that makes me uneasy. The girl is young, you know, and young people generally like those who are young like themselves, and only care for the society of the young. I am afraid that man of my age may not exactly suit her taste, and that is my occasion in my family certain complications that will be nowise be pleasant to me.
Oh, how badly you judge her. This is one more peculiarity of which I had to speak to you. She has the greatest detestation of all young men and only likes old people.
That's she?
I should like you to hear her talk on that subject. She cannot bear at all the sight of a young man, and nothing delights her more than see a fine old man venerable birth. The oldest are her the most charming, and I warn you beforehand not to go and make yourself any younger than you really are.
Only for that.
Yes, she says there is no pleasure with a man of 56, and she has a greatest affection for those who wear spectacles.
Well, that was quite new for me.
No one can imagine how far she carries this. She has in her room a few pictures of engravings, and what you do imagine they are: an Adonis, a Cephalus, a Paris, an Apollo. Not a bit of it.
That's admirable. I should never have guessed such a thing. And I am very pleased to hear that she has such taste as this. Indeed, if I'd been a woman, I should never be without young fellows.
I should think not. Fine trumpery indeed. This young man for anyone to fall in love with. Fine jackdates and puppies for a woman to hanker after. I should like to know what relish anyone can find them.
Truly, I don't understand myself, and I cannot make out how it is that some woman dotes so on them.
They must be downright idiots. Can anyone be in his senses who thinks youth amiable? Can those curly-pated coxcombs be men, and can one really get attached to such animals?
Exactly what I say every day. With their effeminate voices, their three little bits of bird turned up like cat's whiskers, their low wigs, their flowing breeches, and puffed breasts.
Yes, they're famous guys compared with yourself. In you, we see something like a man. There is enough to satisfy the eye. It is thus that one should be made and dressed to inspire love.
Do you think I am pretty well?
Pretty well? I should think so. You are charming, and your face will make a beautiful picture. I turn around a little. If you please, you could not find anything better anywhere.
I have nothing the matter to speak of. I am thankful to say it is only my cough, which returns from time to time. I've seen it. This cough is that.
That's nothing, and coughing becomes you exceedingly well.
Tell me, proceed. Has Marian seen me yet? She has not noticed me when I pass by.
No, but we have had many conversations about you. I gave her an exact description of your person, and I did not fail to make the most of your merits, and to show her what an advantage it would be to have a husband like you.
You did right, and I am thankful very much for it.
I have, sir, a small request to make to you. I am in danger of losing a lawsuit for want of a little money, and you can easily help me with it. If you have pity upon me, you cannot imagine how happy she will be to see you. Oh, how sure you are to please her, and how sure that unique brow of yours is to produce a wonderful effect on her mind.
They send me into raptures. Proceed by saying that.
I tell you the truth, sir. This lawsuit of the utmost importance for me. If I lost it, I am forever ruined. But a very small sum will save me. I should like you to have seen the happiness she felt when I spoke of you to her.
You have given me a great pleasure, Pretchy, and I assure you
I beg of you, sir, to grant me a little assistance I ask of you. It will put me on my feet again, and I shall feel grateful to you forever.
Goodbye. I must go and finish my correspondence.
I will not importune you if I assure you, sir, that you could not help me in a more pressing necessity.
I will see that my carriage is ready to take you to the fair.
I will not importune you if I were not compelled by necessity.
And I will see that you have a supper early, so that nobody may be ill.
Do not refuse me the service. I beg of you. You can hardly believe, sir, the pleasure of that.
I must go. Somebody is calling me. We shall see each other again by and by.
May the fever seize you. You stinker and send.
Here, come here. I must give you an order, one by one. So, Claudia, let's begin with you. You are ready armed. I see to you, I commit the care of cleaning up everywhere. But above all, be very careful not to rub the furniture so hard, for fear of wearing it out. Besides this, I put the bottles under your care during supper. And if any one of them is missing, or anything gets broken, you will be responsible for it, and pay it out of your wages. A shared punishment is? Now, you may go. To you, Brenda Boyne, belongs the duty of washing the glasses and giving to the dreamers, but only to the people who are thirsty on it. And according to the custom of the certain Persian pertinent laws, to urge them to drink, and put the idea of the heads when you are not thinking about it. Wait until they ask several times, and remember always have plenty of water.
Yes, wine without water gets into one's head.
No, sir. The band of the front of my goblet is covered with a large stain of oil from the lamp.
And you, always hold your hat with dispassion when you wait for the guest. Daughter, you will look after all the clean of the table. I see that nothing is wasted. This care is very becoming to young girls. Do you understand what I say?
Yes, Father.
And you, young Dandisa, I have the kindness of forgiving what happened this morning. Mind you don't receive it coldly and show her for your sour face.
Receive her coldly? And why should I?
Why? Why? We know pretty well the ways of children whose fathers marry again, and the looks they give to those who were stepmothers. But if you wish me to forget your last, I advise you above all things to receive her kindly. And in short, I give you the heartiest welcome you can.
You speak the truth, Father. I cannot promise you that I can receive her to be my stepmother. But as to receiving her properly, and as to giving her a kind welcome, I promise to obey you in that the very late letter.
Be careful. You do, at least.
You will see that. You have no cause to complain.
You will do wisely.
Okay.
Valere, you will have to give me your help in this business. Now, Master Jax, I kept you for the last.
It is to your coachman, sir, or to your cook. You want to speak? For I am both the one and the other.
To both.
But which of the two first?
To the cook?
Then wait a minute, if you please.
What the deuce is meaning of this surrender?
Now I am at your service.
I have engaged myself. Master Jax, I give you a supper tonight.
Wonderful.
Tell me, can you give me a good supper?
Yes, if you give me a plenty of money.
The Jews, always money. I think they have nothing else to say except money, money, money. Always the same word in their mouth. Money. They always speak of money. And the pillow companion, money.
Never did I hear such an impertinent answer. Would you call it a wonder to provide a good cheer with plenty of money? Is it not the easiest thing in the world? The most stupid could do as much. But never man should talk a good supper with a little money.
A good supper with a little money?
Yes.
Indeed, Mr. Steward. You will oblige me greatly by telling me your secret, and also, if you like, by finding me a place as a cook. For you keep on middling me here and want to be everything.
Hold your tongue. What shall we want?
Ask that Mr. Steward who will give you good cheer with a little money.
Do you hear? I'm speaking to you and expect you to answer me.
How many will there be at your table?
8 or 10. But you must only reckon for 8. Where there is enough for 8, there is enough for 10.
That is evident.
Very well. Then you must have for 2 rings of soup and 5 side dish, soup and peas.
What do you mean? To feed the whole town?
Roast.
Ah, wreck. You are eating up all my substance.
Increments.
More still? You mean to kill everybody? And it has your mass invited people in order to destroy them with your overfeeding? Go and read a little of the precepts of health, and ask the doctors if there anything is so hurtful to man as excess in eating.
He is perfectly right.
No, Master Jax. You and people like you. That is a table overloaded. The eatable is the real cutthroat. That to be true, friends of those we invite, frugally should reign throughout the repast we give. And that according to saying of one of the ancients, we must eat to live and not to live to eat.
Ah, how well. The man speaks. Come near. Let me embrace you by saying the last say. It is the finest sentence that I will have heard in my life. We must live to eat, and not eat to live. No, this isn't it. How do you say it?
That we must eat to live, not to live to eat.
Yes, do you hear that? Who is the great man who said that?
I do not exactly recollect his name just now.
Remember to write down those words for me. I will have them engraved in letters of gold over the mantelpiece of my dining room. I will not fail.
As for your supper, you had better let me manage it well.
I will accept you. Do so.
Wait a moment. This is a coachman. You say?
We must have some of these things, of which it is not possible to eat much, and that satisfied directly. Some good fat beans, and a plate well stuffed with chestnuts. Trust to me. Now, Master Jacks, you must clean my carriage.
Oh, wait a moment. The coachman. You say?
That you must clean my carriage and must have my horse ready to drive to their fair.
Your horse? Upon my sword, sir. Upon my word, sir. They are not all in the condition to steer. But you make them to keep such rigid fast, and they are nothing but phantoms, ideas, and the mere shadows of horses.
They are much to be pitied. They have nothing to do.
And because they have nothing to do, must they have nothing to eat? It would be much better for them, poor things, to work much and eat correspondent. Every day I take bread out of my own mouth to feed them, and it's being too hard-hearted, sir, to have a compassion upon the neighbor.
It would be very hard work to do the fair.
No, sir, I haven't cart to drive them.
Sir, I will ask our neighbor to drive them, particularly as we want to help to get supper ready.
Be it so. I had much rather they should die under another hand than under mine.
Master Jack is mightily considered.
Mr. Stewart is mightily indispensable.
Peace.
Sir, I can't bear these flatteries, and I can see that whatever this means does to you, I have a certain tenderness for you, and except my horses, you are the person I like most in the world.
And I would know for you. Master Jacks, what's that is said to me?
Yes, certainly, sir. If I were sure you would not get angry with me.
No, never fear.
Excuse me, but I am sure you will be angry.
No, on the contrary. You will be obliging. I should be glad to know what people say to me.
Since you wish it, sir, I will tell you frankly, and you are laughing stock of everybody. One tell a story how not long since prosecuted neighbor cut because it had eaten up reminder of a leg motion. You are the butt and jest the wayward and everybody, and never does anyone mention but under the names of misery. Stingy means niggardly fellow and user.
You are a fool, a rascal, a scoundrel, an impertinent wreck.
There. Did not I know how much it would be? You would not believe me. I told you, I should make you angry if I spoke the truth.
Learn how to speak.
Well, Master Jax, your presence is badly worded. I fear death, Mr. Upstart. You who assume the man of consequence. It is no business of yours as far as I can see. Lock up your own cajoling when you get it. Ah, Master Jack. Don't get into passion. I beg. He is drowning in his horn. I will put a bold face, and if it is full enough and to be afraid of me, I will pay him back somewhat.
Gently, gently.
How gently? And if it does not please me to go gently.
Come, come. What you're about?
You are impudent rascal,
Master Jack.
none of your Master Jacks here. If take up stick, I shall soon make up you feel it.
What do you mean by stick?
No, I don't say anything about that.
I have no doubt about it. Do you know, Mr. Consi, that I am the man to give you a drubbing in good earnest?
I have no doubt about it.
That, after all, you're nothing but a scrub of food.
I know it very well.
And that you don't need me.
I beg your pardon.
You will beat me, you say?
I only speak up in jest.
I don't like your jesting. And remember that you're about to show your hand at all.
Flag take it sincerely. It is bad trade. I give it up for the future.
Good evening, Jack. I want you to meet your future stepmother. Maria.
Hi, Maria.
So come sit and let somebody So, how do you meet your future stepmother?
How are you?
Can you wait for a second?
Why, man? You want to stay home now?
Sure you're not going, Father. Allow me to take care of you.
No. They can take them off themselves. I want you to suffer. Goodbye now, Maria. Well now, all considerations of stepmother aside, tell me what do you think of this lady?
What I think of her?
Yes, what do you think of her appearance? Her figure? Her beauty? Intelligence?
So?
But still,
To tell you the truth, I did not find her such as I expected. Her manner is not of pure thorough case. Her figure is rather awkward. Her beauty, very mighty. And her intelligence, of the meanest order. Do not suppose that I say this to make it to dislike her. For if I must have a stepmother, I like the idea of this one, as well as my own mother.
talk to her just now. Nevertheless,
I pray there are several compliments in her name. It was to please you.
so then you don't care for her?
Who? Not in the least.
I am sorry for it, for that put an end to the scheme which had occurred to me. Since I have seen her here, I have been thinking of my old age, and I feel that people would find fault with me for marrying so young. This consideration had made me determined to abandon the project, and as I had demanded her in marriage, and had given her my promise, I would have given her to you, if you were not for dislike if you have for her.
To me?
To you,
In marriage?
in marriage.
It is true she is not also my taste. But to please you, Father, I will bring myself to marry her, if you please.
If you please, I am more responsible than you think. I don't wish to compel you.
Excuse me, I will make an attempt to love her.
No, no. Marriage cannot be happy where there is no love.
That's my Father. But perhaps Carmen by and by. It is said that love is often the fruit of marriage.
No, it is not right to risk on its side of the man. And there are some troublesome things. I don't care to run the chance of if you had felt any inclination for her. You should have married her instead of me. But as it is, I will return to my first intention and marry her myself.
Well, Father, since their things are so, I'd better be frank with and reveal a secret to you. The truth is that I have loved her ever since I saw her one day in the promenade. I intended to ask you today to let me marry her, and I was only the third from it because you spoke of marrying her, and because I feared to displease you.
Have you ever paid her any visit?
Yes, Father.
Many?
Yes, considering how long we have been acquainted.
You were well received.
Very well. But without her knowing who I was, that is why Marian was surprised when she saw me today.
Have you ever told her your love and your intention of marrying her?
Certainly. I also spoke a little to the mother on the subject.
Did you finally receive your proposal for her daughter?
Yes, very kindly.
And the daughter returned your love?
If I can believe appearances, she is certainly well disposed towards me.
Well, I am very glad to have found out this secret. If it's the very thing I wanted to know. Now, look here, my son. I tell you what. You will have, if you please, to get rid of your love for Marian. To cease to pay your attention to a person I intend for myself, and marry very soon the right I have chosen him.
So, Father, it is true. Thus deceive me very well. Since things come to such a pass, I openly declare to you that I shall not give up my love for Marian. No, understand that henceforth there is nothing from which I shall shrink in order to dispute with her with you. If you have on your own side the consent of the mother, perhaps I shall have some other resources left to aid me.
What? Rascal! You dare to trespass of my grounds.
This who you trespass on me. I was the first.
I am not your father. And do you know all my respect?
There are things in which children are not called upon to pay deference to their fathers, and love is no respect of person.
My stick will not make you know better.
All your threatenings are nothing to me.
You will give up, Marian?
Never.
Bring me my stick, quick! I say my stick.
Beg your pardon, Father, for having been angry.
It is not.
I assure you that I feel very sorry about it.
I am very happy for you. Reasonable again.
Oh, very kind of you, so soon to forget my fault.
One easily forgets the faults of children when they return to their youth.
What? You're not angry with me for my extravagant behavior?
By your submission and respectful conduct, you compelled to me to forget my anger.
I assure you, Father, I shall forever keep in heart the remembrance of all your kindness.
And I promise you that, in future, you will obtain all you like from me.
What? Oh, Father, ask nothing more. It is sufficient for me that you give me Marian.
What?
I say, Father, I am only too thankful already for what you have just done. And that, when you give me Marian, you give me everything.
Who talks of giving me Marian?
You, Father.
I? Yes. What? It's not you who promised me to give up her.
I? Give up her?
Yes.
Certainly not.
Did you not give up all pretensions to her?
On the contrary, I am more determined than ever to have her.
What? Scoundrel! Again?
On the contrary, I am more determined than ever to have her.
Let me get you again, wreck.
You can do as you please.
I forbid you ever to come within my sight.
As you like.
I abandon you.
Abandon me?
I disown you.
Disown me.
I disinherit you.
As you will.
I will give you my curse.
I want none of your gifts.
I don't care a pin of all those stories. And the world is full nowadays of those pretenders to nobility, of those impostors who take advantage of their obscurity and deck themselves out insolently with the first mysterious name that comes into their head.
So that I am too upright to adorn myself with a name which is not mine, and that all maples can bear testimony to my birth.
Softly, take care of what you are about to say. You speak before a man whom all Naples is known, and who can soon see if your story is true.
I'm not the man that to fear anything, and if all Naples is known to you, you know who was drawn to master more goods.
Certainly, I know who he is. know him better than I do.
I care neither for Don Tomas nor Don Martin.
Have patience and let him speak. He shall soon know what he is about to say.
That is so to him that I owe my birth.
To him?
Yes.
Nonsense, you are laughing. Try and make out a more likely story, and don't pretend to shelter yourself under such piece of imposture.
Consider your words better before you speak. It's not imposter. I see anything here that I cannot do.
What? You dare to call yourself the son of Don Tomas Guadalupe?
Yes, I dare to do so, and I am ready to make statement against anyone, whoever he may be.
This audacity is marvelous. Turn to your confusion that it is now at least 16 years ago since the man whom you speak died in a shipwreck at sea with his wife and children. When he was trying to save their lives from the cruel persecutions which accompanied the troubles at Naples, and which caused the banishment of several nobles.
Yes, but turn to your confusion that his son 7 years of age was the servant saved from the wreck of a Spanish vessel. It is the son he has so now speak to you. Learn that captain of the ship touched by a passion with the misfortune loved me, that his son did not have his son, and that's his profession.
But what other proofs have you besides your own words that all is not a fable based upon truth?
What proof? The captain of the Spanish vessel, a ruby seal which belongs to my father, an agate bracelet which my mother put upon my arm, and old Pedro, the servant who has saved me from the wreck.
Alas, I can answer here for what you have said, that you do not deceive us. And all you say clearly tells me that you are my brother.
You're my sister.
Yes, my heart was touched as soon as you began to speak. And our mother, who will be delighted to see you, often told me of the misfortunes of our family. Heaven spared us also the dreadful wreck, but our life was spread at the cost of our liberty. For my mother and myself were taken of slavery. A lucky event gave us back liberty, and we returned to Naples, where we found of our property.
You said that? You see that I am not saying anything?
You certainly did. There is the officer who are received this disposition.
Can you really believe me to be capable of such of a base action?
Capable or not capable, I must find my money.
Do not grieve, Father, for your money, and accuse anyone. I have news of it. And I come here to tell you that if you consent to let me marry Marian, your money will be given back to you.
Where is it?
Do not trouble yourself about that. It is in the safe place. My answer for it, everything depends on your resolve. It is for you to decide, and you have the choice either of losing Marian or your cash box.
Has nothing been taken out?
Nothing at all. It is your intention to agree to this marriage, and to join your consent to that of your mother, who leaves her at liberty to do as she likes.
But you do not know that this consent is no longer efficient, and that heaven has given me back a brother. At the same time, that it has given me back a father, and you have now to obtain me from him.
Heaven, my dear children, has not restored to you that I might oppose your wishes, Mr. Harpagon. You must be aware that the choice of your young girl is more likely to fall upon the son than upon the father. Come now, do not force people to say that what is unnecessary, and consent as I do to this double marriage.
In order for me to be well advised, I must see my children and my casket.
You shall see it safe and sound.
I have no money to give my children in marriage.
Never mind. I have some. Do not let this trouble you.
Do you take upon yourself to defray the expenses of those two weddings?
Yes, I will take responsibility upon myself. Are you satisfied?
Yes, provided you order me a new suit for clothes for the wedding.
Agreed. Let us go and enjoy.
Stop, sirs. Stop. Softly, if you please. Who is gonna pay me for my writing?
You have nothing to do with your writing.
Indeed, and yet I do not pretend to have done it for nothing.
There is a fellow you can hang in payment.
Alas, what is one to do? I receive a good getting for telling the truth, and now they would hang me for lying.
Mr. Harpagon, you must prohibit this piece of imposture.
You will pay the officer this?
Let it be so. Let us go quickly, my children, to share our joy with your mother.
And I see to my dear pastor. In the front.
Con los terroristas.
And do the Harlem Shake.